It's a little past 10 o'clock, so I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. This is a regular Commissioners Court meeting for County of Starr, Monday, April 9th. Let the record show that we do have quorum, everyone being present. And I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you all for being here. If everyone would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item is claims. Mr. Carter.
Your Honor, the claims have all been reviewed and
I should also move to approve the claims as presented, Your Honor.
I second, Your Honor.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Before we start with our reports, is there anyone from out of town or if their schedule requires them to go first? We can handle that. No one? Okay. Then we'll just go ahead and follow our regular agenda. Reports, gas department.
Judge and Commissioners, you should have the report in your packets. And all we have to report is that the Texas Railroad Commission will be conducting their first audit of compliance with Damage Integrity Program, which is the DIMP program. And that's beginning tomorrow, April the 10th. This component of our system has never been audited since inception in 2010. We still have not received our annual audit report done in February, so we'll report in the next meeting once we get the audit results. And other than that, everything else is working fine with our gas department. Any questions?
Any questions, comments?
Thank you.
Next report is transfer station, Mr. Gonzalez.
Yeah, good morning, Judge, Commissioner. I did leave a copy of my financial report on your package. Everything has been running normal operations in the transfer station, but if you have any questions on anything, feel free to ask.
Any questions, comments?
Thank you, sir.
Tax assessor, Ms. Salinas.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
You have your packages in front of you. You have the copies of the reports. My report for this month of March 2018. So the total countywide collections for March 2018 were $1,035,000. In March 2017, there were $1,134,000. There was a total collection of $99,000 less than last year. Year to date, we have collected $2,178,000 more than last year. Our total current collections for the four counties entities are $396,000. Current collections in March 2017 were $416,000. There was a total current collection of $20,400 less than last year. Year to date, we have collected $1,138,000 more than last year. Our total delinquent collections for March 2018, just for Starr County, were $260,000. Total delinquent collections in March 2017 were $305,000. There was the total delinquent collection of $44,800 less than last year. Year to date, we have collected $137,000 more than last year. We have collected 98% of our projected current tax collection for 2018 fiscal year. Projected collections remaining are $251,917. We are at at the projected budget, we are at the 98% collections.
So we're looking only 200 and some odd thousand to do the 100% collection of the projected, or
Of
the budgeted.
Of the
Thank you.
budgeted projected amount of 13 million. Yes,
Ms. Salinas,
yes, sir.
these numbers, do they reflect the additional monies that are coming in that were never budgeted?
Yes.
So,
It's included. It's all in one. The supplement that we receive from the wind farms, it's
how much money
included.
has come in that was never in the budget? Más o menos, do you know?
Excuse me?
How much money has come in as adjustments or other things that were never in the budget?
This is the first payment that was not included in the budget, the wind farms. We have another supplement, but it's gonna be.
How much? How much? Más o
Like
menos.
around $28,000 for the other wind farms. We have another supplement that was not included in the
What
budget.
about the 400 and some thousand,
The Hidalgo wind farms, you're
Yeah.
talking about that? Okay, it's included in the budget. My report consists of every money that comes into
Okay,
the.
but what I'm trying to get at, Ms. Salinas, is that the 98% collections include all this monies that came in that were not in the budget.
Exactly,
So therefore, this 98 is misleading,
yes.
because we're probably at around 70-some, 80%.
Not
if you-
counting the supplement, yes.
Yes.
But like I'm reporting the whole, as a whole, you know, as a whole budget, I'm reporting the whole amount that's being collected, including that.
Okay.
Yeah, but the
Mr.
judge is correct, because you're counting money that came in
Yes,
that was not in the budget. So, I mean, we're bringing in surplus money, you're still it's not at 98, it's probably at 80% or less.
well, you
Because-
could say that.
Eh?
We are at the 80-some percent, but I am giving you a report,
Right, yes,
the
but the
whole,
report
the
that
whole
you're
money
giving
that's
us-
being collected.
Yes, but it's not correct. You stated that we were at 98% of the budgeted money, and it's not right. You put in money that, the supplements that were not in the budget, and that's what making it go up, but actually it's not.
Well, I'm reporting every.
I understand, ma'am, yes,
I
but.
think
but-
Mr. Carter wanted to add something.
Well, I just did, pursuant to your question, I just did a quick off the top of my head calculation, and I came up with 885,000.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it'd be around $1 million.
Yeah, so that's what we're lacking. So we actually lacking $1 million more to collect, not 200 and some.
Yes,
Because those 800,000 are extras that came in that were not in the budget. So we're still lacking over $1 million to come up to the projected collection that we were expected to.
yes. My report is
Yeah, I
As of-
understand, but yeah, that's right.
everything that's being collected in the office.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? No. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
County Clerk, Mr. Gonzalez.
Judge, I left my report in front of y'all this morning. If you don't have any questions.
Any questions? Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Sheriff's Department,
Morning, Judge, Commissioner.
morning.
The revenues for March 2018, total revenues $241,000 with $280. This is $90,429 more than last year from 2017, and an additional $24,961 from last month for the total revenues for the detention center. And the average population of federal inmates is 148.
That's what the average has been?
Yes, sir, for the month of March.
That's very good.
Have you calculated what the average, since we started the fiscal year, from the fiscal year to right now, what's the average per month?
Year to date,
Yeah.
it's been we've been averaging over 230,000 more or less every month.
Yeah, but it's.
And, every month a little more.
Compile all the revenues and divide them by whatever months we have.
Yeah.
I'll get for next Commissioner, I'll get you the year to date.
I would say, Commissioner, that it's been about 80,000
More
per month. Yeah,
than last year,
yeah,
if you combine them all together.
yeah. An average of about 80,000 more. This month was 90, however, others have been less, so I would say an
So
average.
it's safe to say that it continues this trend, we have over $1 million
Yes, sir.
over the
Projected revenue.
projected revenue.
Correct.
Thank you. Good job.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain. International Bridge,
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. This is a report for March 2018. The revenue for traffic is $232,666.50. And we show an increase of $4,612.50 for the month of March 2018 compared to the month of March 2017. We also show an increase of $27,158 on collection for the month of March 2018 compared to the month of February 2018. And we have other collections of $672.39. And the grand total collections for the month of March 2018 is $233,338.89. Do you have any questions? No?
any questions, comments?
Thank you.
Thank you. Auditor, Mr. Carter?
Okay. Good morning, Commissioners and Judge.
Morning.
Let me correct my previous comment. My arithmetic was a little off. The amount of unbudgeted revenue that we have received year-to-date is $785,000, not $885. So just to correct that.
Does that include the last check that we got
Yes.
Thursday or Friday?
Yes.
Like
Okay,
700 what?
785.
We're still at $1 million short of collection, of doing the 100% collection
Yes.
of the projected budget.
Okay. Commissioners, I believe my report is in your package. Again, for the sake of brevity, I don't think I'll read the whole thing verbatim. Roman numeral 1, the general fund cash balance at the end of March was $2,939,237. The road and bridge cash balance at the end of March was $1,097,723. And the payroll clearing cash at the end of March was $899,631. Roman numeral 2 is a summary of the general fund expenditure report. And it's compared to the percent of year elapsed to 50%. The general fund as a whole has spent $10,258,394, which is 57.8% of the budgeted amount. Within the general fund are the following departments. The county judge has expended $192,747,000, which is 46.7% of the budgeted amount. Going over to page 2, the county clerk has spent 53.1%. The Human Resources Department is at 50.1%. The Planning Department is at 51.6%. Federal and State Programs Department is at 50.22%. The countywide general fund, as amended, is at 69.95%, and that's due to the loan payment that when we paid off the Lone Star National Bank loan. The contract for 911 Services Department is at 48.16%. The county court at law is at 48.23%. The 229th District Court is at 57.3%. The 381st District Court is at 52.66%. The District Clerk is at 48.11%. The County Attorney is at 59.09%. The District Attorney is at 44.14%. The County Auditor's Office is at 45.57%. The County Treasurer's Department is at 51.15%. The Tax Assessor Collector's Office is at 46.07%. Building Maintenance Department is at 44.94%. The Detention Center, this is the Adult Detention Center, is at 55.12%. The Juvenile Detention Center is at 47.84%. The Sheriff's Department is at 52.91%. The Agricultural Extension Service is at 48.67%. The nutrition program for all 4 precincts combined is at 54.19%. And the elections administrator is at 76.94%. Then in the Road and Bridge Fund, consolidated expenditure report as of March 30th, the total Road and Bridge Fund is has spent $2,482,606, and that is 47.16 of the budgeted amount, 47.16% of the budgeted amount. Within that total are each of the commissioners' precincts. Precinct number 1 is at 48.53%. Precinct number 2 is at 46.2%. Precinct number 3 is at 55.09%. Precinct number 4 is at 46.57%. And the countywide road and bridge fund is at 39.86%. Then we go into the enterprise funds. The International Bridge has expended 34.37% of its budget. The gas operating system has expended 39.08% of its budget, and the solid waste transfer station has expended 43.95%. Roman numeral 5 is a summary of the revenue reports for year-to-date ended March 30th. The general fund current taxes is at 95.42% collections. Delinquent taxes are at 45.94%. The nutrition program grant is at 43.3%. The indigent defense grant, nothing has been collected on that one, and nothing has been collected on the 911 services grant. The fees of office has collected 41.85% of the budgeted amount. The detention center has collected 55.28%. Transfers from the International Bridge are $210,000 year-to-date, which is 21.43% of the budgeted amount. And there's been no transfers from the gas system or the solid waste transfer station. The note payable, there's been no funding of the note payable, so that's at zero. And we did utilize $150,000 from the Los Olmos watershed project that was terminated. In the road and bridge fund, current taxes collected are 93.15%. Delinquent taxes are at 56.56% collected. Motor vehicle licenses are at 58.78% collected. Fines and forfeitures are at 29.3% collected. The vehicle weight fees are at 52% collected. And over on the top of page 7, the International Bridge. Bridge tolls are at 43.92%. Rent from UETA is 41.67%, and rent from the port facility is 48.25%. And the gas operating system, the natural gas sales has received 52.35% of the budgeted amount, and the solid waste transfer station has received 45.23% of the budgeted amount. Below that, in Roman numeral 6, is a summary of the debt owed by Starr County as of March 31st. The tax note series 2014A has a current balance of $303,471. The Texas Comptroller debt has a balance of $25,819. The Certificate of Obligation 2004 has a balance of $1,077,056. The equipment loan has a balance of $683,409. And the Revenue Markets loan has a balance of $169,615, making the total debt $2,259,370. On page 8 is a list of the purchase orders that are being held in the auditor's office because there are not enough funds in the specific line items to pay these items. The Adult Probation Department has one invoice of $447 for which there's no budgeted line item for it. The County Court at Law has 8 invoices for ad litem attorney fees totaling $3,425. The 29th District Court has 10 invoices totaling $4,000 for ad litem attorney fees. The 381st District Court has 26 invoices totaling $6,893.75 for ad litem attorney fees. The County Attorney Crime Prevention Forfeiture Fund has 4 invoices totaling $2,903.76 for travel and seminars, and the same fund has $3,500 for donations. That's all my report.
Mr. Carter, there's no fund in these line items to be paid.
That's correct. So the invoices are past due and waiting to be paid. I would,
Have they exhausted their budget, or?
well, I need, it would be good if each of the department heads would submit a budget amendment to fund those line items so I could pay the invoices. That's what needs to happen next. We need to get the budget amendments done and get the purchase orders done so we can process them through our accounts payable system.
But have you checked if they overspend their budget on those line items, or what happened?
Well, all of them, except the Adult Probation Department, are overspent. In the case of that one invoice for the adult probation item, there is no line item. It was never.
But the rest of the 229th and the 381st,
Yeah, all those.
they exhausted their budget.
And those ad litem attorney fees are all for child protective services cases. They're not for criminal or misdemeanor cases. Therefore,
Yeah,
they're all for-
and you know, that's an issue that we've had for a
Yes.
long time, that that judge is a visiting judge.
yes,
And I've brought it up before. Our local ad item attorneys for a case might get $200, $300, and then the visiting judge comes in and he gives $1,000, $1,500. He is not following the budget, so maybe, you know, we need to talk to him and tell him, this is the budget. You cannot, because they're not gonna get paid. And after a while, no one's gonna want to serve. You know, you cut he wants to pay what Hidalgo pays. but we cannot afford to pay that.
Yes.
These are for child protectives, aren't they?
Yeah.
Don't our judges take?
Well, if they're indigent, they should, and that's, I guess, the follow-up question. Are they using the indigent defense?
I can answer that, Commissioners. No. The Indigent Defense Fund specifically prohibits them from representing anybody in CPS court whatsoever.
Yeah.
We approach them and they will not touch it with a 10-foot pole. As it is right now, my office represents CPS, and we have a very difficult time getting attorneys to handle any of those cases. These are cases in which there's sexual abuse, negligence, hundreds of different reasons why they're in there. And the law provides that individuals must be appointed attorneys. And the children are appointed attorneys because these people might lose their rights as parents. And very oftentimes that actually does happen. And so, to answer the question, Commissioner Judge, no, the Indigent Defense does not handle this whatsoever.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Canales. But the judge stated that there's people are judges that come, attorneys that come from out of the county.
No. The judge, the visiting judge.
The visiting, the judge, what it is, it's an administrative judge that oversees the cases because reasons that I'm not privy to exactly, the Child Protection Court, because it's very specific, the laws are very specific and timely, there's a lot of deadlines, you have to have certain reports within a certain amount of time, you have to have a hearing within a certain amount of time. A CPS case cannot take longer than 1 year. From when the child is removed to the last day of the case, it should not take, by law, no more than 1 year. And because of the very specific nature of the cases, administrative judges are the ones that handle that. And there's an administrative judge that's hired by the administrative judge, the regional judge. There's one specific judge that's assigned to these cases for the upper Rio Grande Valley and the lower Rio Grande Valley. They separate them in two. And so that judge comes over and visits us. That's the one who handles these cases. He sits by assignment of the 229th, the 381st. County Court of Law still does them, but I can tell you that we choose not to file in the County Court of Law. It's a last resort because of the fact that we blow a lot of the requirements and then we don't get funded down the road by the federal government if we don't follow those timely requirements. It's just very special and very specialized. Kind of sort of like an ear, nose, and throat doctor. Oftentimes you go to a general doctor and you have a gastric problem, a stomach problem. Your general doctor's not going to handle it because it's a little bit more in depth, so he sends you out to a specialist. That's what we're dealing with the administrative judge in CPS. It's a very specialized court.
One question, Mr. Canales.
Yes.
The attorneys, Commissioner Garza brings up an interesting point. The attorneys that are assigned that item to this cases, are they local attorneys or are they from the valley?
The vast majority are local attorneys, but because of the need, because sometimes you'll have 3, 4 fathers, one mother, and 4 kids. You have to have, in that case, you'd have 5, 6 attorneys. We don't have that many local attorneys that take part in it. We get 1, maybe 2 attorneys that come in from out of town, from the out of town, yes. And I would venture to say those are on the lower end. And I don't know the numbers, but I know that we did have this problem, Judge. You had mentioned it years back, and to a certain point it got addressed. The numbers were much higher than what we're talking about now, but they're still there. There's got to be some fix. I don't know what that would be.
You know, we got plenty of attorneys around here in the county nowadays. I mean, there's all over the place, you know. I kind of see it very difficult that we can't choose local attorneys
Well,
from the
we
area.
choose them, Commissioner. We want to choose a local. We want to, shop Starr first. They don't want to do the cases because they don't get paid on time, because they're complicated. And basically, it's kind of sort of, if you can build a house for $200,000, and that's on the private market, but if you build it for the county, you're going to build the same house for $75,000. The county will not pay more than $75,000. You kind of don't want to get into that.
Let me ask you something, but is it not mandated by their statutes or by the oaths they take that they must perform duties like that when you're appointed?
No. No, they cannot represent someone unwilling.
Mr. Canales, I was under the impression, or Mr. Carter, I don't know who would know this, that the 381st was the court charged with child protective services, and any fees would come out of that court, not the 229th, or do they come out of both?
I don't know. That's something that.
Can we check into that? Because something in the back of my mind tells me that it used to be only 381st. But I don't know, since the 381st judge is not here, maybe now 229th also pays some of that. But can we check into that?
We'll check into
I
that,
think
Judge.
one of maybe the more prudent things going forward, Judge, that we may want to look in the future is creating a separate line item specifically for
Yes.
CPS attorneys. That way we can actually see what it is we're spending on it. 'Cause right now, I don't have the slightest idea how much is being spent.
I don't either. I know I brought it up once when Judge Garza was here, and I was told that really the reason for the overrun, because I mean, it was a major overrun,
Yes, I recall.
was child protective services. So that's the reason I thought it was 381st.
I know that we had one attorney that was from the other county that was building up to $60,000-$70,000 on that alone.
Yeah.
And that attorney no longer does any work with CPS, because as a result of, clamping down of the bleeding that we had going on.
But I think we should bring in the judge, like you said,
Yeah.
and try to tell him that, we have to,
Yeah.
he has to consider what other attorneys are getting paid here and consider the budget that we have to work with.
Let me get with Mr. Carter and see what court is assigned this duties, and then if need be, we'll call the judge that we need to talk to him,
Yes, sir, I will.
if it's all right with the court.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other question?
No.
Or Mr. Carter, I'm sorry, your report, was that it?
Ms. Aurelio.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, County Treasurer, Mr. Peña.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Good morning.
I'm going to go over the summary of our reports, which are filed with the county clerk. The general fund had $2,695,739.37. And this report is for February. We're reporting for February. This is $252,000 more than the same time last year. The road and bridge fund had $871,874.01. This is $388,000 less than the same time last year. The total cash in bank accounts and investment accounts in the custody of the county treasurer as of the end of this period covered by this report is $14.6 million. This overall amount is $1.8 million more than the same time last year. The account monitoring, we continue to monitor our depository accounts to ensure their safety, and this is monthly. Combined debts for Starr County was $4.3 million, being $1.3 million more than the same time last year. The county's amounts in deposits were all well collateralized at 105%. This pledge level is 5% above the LGC Chapter 2257.022 requirements and right at our contract terms with Lone Star National Bank. The 2018 budget includes the borrowing of a new $1 million tax anticipation note. The borrowing of a new $1 million note is still pending state approval. It is also necessary to report that if the state does not approve the new note, the county will have to lower the 2018 budget an additional $1 million. This pre-borrowing process may take 45 to 90 days, and since the county started this year with a negative fund balance in its operating fund, it's important to take action to prevent another Starr County budget shutdown. Any questions?
Any questions? Question, comments? I just have one statement, and that's in the schedule of obligations and debt. It says total debt due by county, 2018, $4,297,508. That includes the $1 million that's in the budget that have not been borrowed. So that is not owed, because we haven't borrowed anything. So that number,
Judge, and is the equipment that I have on the list purchase, is it including the debt? It should be included.
it's a lease purchase, I don't think
I
it's
don't think, is it included in the 4.3?
Yes, it is, because it's not a lease purchase. There's no such thing as a lease purchase in the county. It is a note. It was done that way, and it's from a bank, KC Bank out of I don't know where. It is a note,
We'll get them back.
and it has to be there. And the question as to why the million is there, for so long as you have it in the budget, take it out of the budget and we take it out of the list.
well, I can understand being in the budget, but if we haven't borrowed it, I don't owe a penny.
Right.
And I think most people understand that.
I don't know my car payment until next month, but I still have to be aware that it's there.
Yeah, but you already got your car. We haven't gotten $1 million yet. So you're paying for the use of your car. We haven't been using any money.
As long as it's in the budget, it goes there.
If it comes down to that we don't have to borrow, we don't have to borrow. I mean,
Yeah.
We'll see in the next 2-3 months.
If you can amend the budget and take it out of there, then it won't be there. Just that
I can
simple.
see, I can see that we receive over 800,000 extras to start out. And then we're gonna receive over $1 million out of, what is it, $1 million from the detention center. And they say they're gonna use some part of it, maybe half of it.
And for all the
Which would be,
departments, Judge,
1.4 million over.
for all the departments, not just because it's in the budget, we have to spend it. We have it in the budget, but we don't have to spend it. We don't have to. The same thing with $1 million.
I definitely agree with you. All you need to do is put it at the agenda, take it out of the budget, and you're high
We'll
and dry.
just wait, no, we gotta wait until
I-
maybe
gonna need it or not.
a month before we.
You know, I feel, you know, that's fine. I just want the court to know that we do not owe $1 million. You know, that's what's.
And I understand.
I think we know that, Judge.
We know that, but as long as
Anyone
it's
can
in the
say what-
budget, it needs to be there. And as soon as you take it out of the budget, it won't be there. And if you don't need it, you don't have to borrow it either.
Let me ask you something. Did you all went to the bank already to have, or to apply for the loan?
No, we haven't been given a green light.
Eh?
No, they went through the state first.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But we already applied to the state.
No.
No, Commissioner, we have not. The treasurer and I are working together to complete the loan application documentation. The bank is very specific and very, for lack of a better word, demanding on their loan application package. And they've requested a significant amount of information that my staff and I are still putting it together, getting it ready to submit. We're still 2 to 4 weeks away from having it ready.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but we do need state approval first, before anything, right?
Yes.
Am I, no?
Yes.
Yes, we need to.
Yes, you need state
to get the
approval,
loan.
but if you get the loan and you go all the way to getting the loan and then you don't need it, you don't pay for it.
Correct.
But if you don't start getting the loan and you need it, the bank is not gonna lend you.
Let me interject into that. It is gonna cost us, because you have origination fees, you have attorney's fees for the bonds, you need, there's gonna be a lot of fees
So
incurred.
you have to, just to ask for the.
Yes, for
For
the
the
state, for
donation?
the state approval, right. So you're looking at around 25,000 that is gonna cost us
Just to go apply for it.
just to apply. And chances are, we might not need it.
If we do things right,
just to
Judge,
save
we won't
payment.
need
Is
it.
that right, Mr. Carter? We have to pay that up
Someone
front?
has to.
You don't need to, you just do the things that don't cost money. But if the state tells you, we're not gonna approve you the loan, then you all need to make sure that you're gonna have enough money at the end of the year. I'll tell you that the road and bridge is already down,
Whichever the case, Judge, you're the budget officer, you'll tell us if we need
$252,000 from
it.
last year.
You
I'll let you know
tell
if
us
we
if we
need it or
need it.
not. My
And
job
now we'll
here
continue back and forth with
is
this.
to try and save the county as much money as I can. And believe me, I will
At
do
this
that.
time, we're doing good.
Yeah, at this time, we're doing very well.
That's fine.
Okay. Any other questions, comments?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to skip item number 5, Mr. Rios. was going to present in Zapata and then rush over here. So he asked that we leave him towards the end of our meeting. And we'll go on to item number 6. And Roland Rios, the one we have.
Mr. Rivers?
Te van a hacer más chiquito a ti.
Item 6 is a action item, that's to approve the new vendors list. Mr.
Judge, there's 3 new vendors proposed to be approved. One of them, we couldn't find out who requested it. Rivera's Collision Center here in Rio Grande City for auto repair service. And we don't know what department requested it.
Isn't that Rivera R&R, the same one?
No.
No, hay car care también, ¿no? I don't know. It is requested. Sí, la tuya más
HR, do you all know?
You gonna find the paperwork who requested it?
For which department? Gas, for the transfer station. Right now informs me that she requested it for the transfer station. So all the documentation is in order if you have.
I move we approve the vendors list as presented, Your Honor.
Okay, I have a motion, a second to approve, discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 7. It's an action item, and this to approve the certifications of revenue for Starr County General Fund. Mr. Carter.
Yes, there's 2 of them.
Okay, take both of them,
Yes, we can talk about number 7 and number 8 at the same time.
okay?
Let me see which one. Okay, let's take item number 7, which is the certification of revenue for the general fund. The county received $138,690.90 on April the 5th from an attorney representing Starr County in a legal proceeding. The check has been deposited, so that money is available to be budgeted. I
Yeah,
recommend that it be certified as additional revenue.
This was from the settlement with Duke Energy, the
Oh,
second
okay.
payment.
¿No debía ser 140?
Yeah, but they had to pay their,
fees.
no,
Pagamos la parte de ellos.
see, no, we paid the fees. It was for their expenses, trips and stuff like that. Yeah.
I move that we approve the certification as presented, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
Moved in second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next one is,
The
County
next
Attorney,
one
Crime Prevention.
is a certification of funds available in the County Attorney Crime Prevention Forfeiture Fund. That checking account actually has a surplus balance of about $40,000, a little over $40,000. The county attorney has discussed with me some budget amendments that he needs to make for his office, which was described in my previous report. So after calculating the projected revenue and projected expenses for the rest of the year, I've determined that there's a $40,000 surplus in that checking account, and I'm recommending that be certified as available.
I also move, Your Honor.
Second motion, Your Honor.
moved in second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I see Mr. Rios just walked in. Are you ready, Mr. Rios? If I may, I'll go back to item number 5. It's a presentation by Mr. Rolando Rios on the 2020 census. Welcome,
Thank you,
Mr.
Judge, Commissioners. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. My name is Rolando Rios. I'm a redistricting lawyer, a voting rights lawyer. I have done the redistricting for this county in 2000 and 2010, and we're getting ready for the 2020 census. Every 10 years, the federal government undertakes an enormous effort to count every person in the United States. And that count, that governmental action is extremely important for two reasons. It determines political power, and it determines federal funds. For example, in 2010, Texas picked up 4 new congressional districts, usually in most of it because of the growth of the Latino community. We're expecting to grow maybe 2 or 3 more in 2020. There is a problem with the census. Every time they do a census, they miss people. And the group that is missed the most are Latinos. And every time you miss a person, besides losing out in political power, you miss in federal funds. The studies show that if you miss a person, the local community loses up to $2,500 over a 10-year period for every one person. And the studies show that in 2010, Texas lost hundreds of millions of dollars. This time, besides that, there's the added problem that the federal government wants to add the question about citizenship. The Trump administration is pushing that. We're going to be suing the federal government on that. But the citizenship question is going to make it even harder to get an accurate count. And that's why when I meet with my counties and the commissioners, I urge them, it's real important that you as leaders emphasize to the community that they have to fill out the census form. It's illegal for the Census Bureau to share that information with other governmental entities like INS. So that's a challenge that's going to occur this year. My contract is a 3-year contract. It's $7,000 a year for the next 3 years till we get the redistricting done. And I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you might have, Commissioners, Judge.
Your Honor, I have a question, and I meant to, but it was too late last time that we did it. And the redistricting, how about the JPs, you know? We never have redistrict draw the lines for the justice of the peace, because we have justice of the peace have very few votes, and others have more, you know. It's bigger on one end and then the other not, you know.
You know, we can do whatever you want, Commissioner. We can also, if you all, by law, I think we should only need to have one per precinct. The problem with if you go with the population is that a lot, well, not a lot, some of our JPs are in very remote areas to serve a specific, say, for example, Salineño or San Isidro, you know, but we could do it by population, and then they would have to come, Salineño would probably have to come a little bit into Roma. San Isidro would probably have to get some of Rio Grande. Yeah.
The best way is like Hidalgo County is that the JP runs in the whole, 2 JPs run in the whole commissioner's precinct. That way, no anda con que a mí no me toca.
Well, there's something to think
yeah,
about.
that's something we can,
probably, you know, or probably
that's a good
delete or add or whatever.
You have complete power to draw the JPs the way you wish. JPs are not controlled by the one-person, one-vote rule. Commissioners are. That's why you have to redistrict. But the JPs are totally up to you, however you want them drawn.
yeah, maybe we should
can
visit
draw them
that.
at any time, or it has to be.
Well, at any time, so long as you don't interfere with the election process.
Yeah, and whoever's there, you need to let them finish out their term.
Yeah, that's right. But that's something that we could,
So we can do
This
it
is-
at any time, entonces.
That's right.
Vean ese problema con esto. De San Isidro para acá y el otro para allá.
we just did it in Willacy County. We
The
just-
census is done 2020, right?
Yes, they're starting now. The counters start
The
now,
redistricting is done,
right in 2020, when
2020.
this comes out.
That will affect, that will be in place when the election comes on 2020, right?
No, and right after that, the 22, yes.
No, 2020.
okay, but it's done, and then the redistricting is done in 2020?
Yes,
Yeah, in fact,
when the
Mr. Rios,
census comes out.
Mr. Rios helped us last time with the redistricting, remember?
Yeah, we did it in 2000 and we did it in 2010.
Yeah.
Hijo, the decades just keep flying by. My wife used to say, the years go by, hey, the decades go by fast. I probably did it in 1992, Judge, I don't know.
Well, that was before me.
Oh.
I wouldn't remember.
I was here.
That's right.
Okay, we had you as a presentation, Mr. Rios, it's
Yes.
not an action item,
Yes.
but I guess you'll be sending us a proposal, or?
Well, I did send it, but
You did?
she has it, and it's got a contract and everything, and we're ready to go whenever you guys are ready.
Okay, yeah, and I think, you know, we need all the help we can get from your law office so that we can count as many people as we have. You know, for the last census and the one before that one, we have been asking, and let's go, Judge Garcia, Ramon Garcia, and I got together with those people and asked them that the counters, that's fine if they want to bring people from outside, but at least one of them has to be local from the commissioner precinct. If not, our people are not going to answer the doors. And we are terribly undercounted. You know, and I'll give you an example. Roma last census showed that it declined in population. It declined in population. Yet, they built 2 elementaries and 1 middle school.
It's outrageous.
So they just didn't fall out of the sky.
And like I said, by the way, I'm meeting with Judge Ramon Garcia tomorrow in the Commissioner's Court in executive session. There's a lawsuit filed against the administration, the Trump administration, against them adding that citizenship question. And I think we'll be able to win. And they're gonna, there's 7 states that are involved in the litigation, filed it in New York. Texas is not in there.
Yeah.
Of course. South Texas is the one that's gonna get hurt. So Judge Ramon Garcia is getting together with Cameron County, and we're going to, they want to finance us getting involved in the New York lawsuit. In fact, I spoke with the lawyers in New York. They said, you know what? We don't have a Texas voice. It'd be good to have a Texas voice. And our surveys, because I've already retained a surveyor in UCLA, said that about 40% of Latino communities are very, ¿cómo se dice? They lack confidence. They're suspicious of the question about citizenship,
Of course.
which means that they're going to be less inclined to not fill it out or throw it out. And that hurts us. They don't realize how important it is to be counted. So anyway, the point being, Judge, is that Ramon Garcia is taking the leadership on it. We are filing a lawsuit in New York where it's got all those states, and then it's going to have Hidalgo and Cameron. And if we want, we can add you all as well. You don't have to pay anything.
I was going to say, we're very limited in funds, but we would like
No, it
to-
wouldn't cost you anything because they want to.
Free? Let's go.
They-
Mr. Rio, let me, it's
We'll
free.
take anything
Go
for
for
free.
it, man. You don't even ask permission. Mr. Rio,
Yeah.
let me, have they started sending those letters for the census or not?
That's it.
No, not yet. What they're doing right now is they've had the headquarters in Denver has had some people coming down here. They met in McAllen.
Yeah, Reina attended that meeting.
You've been going to this, Reina?
Yeah.
Finally, I get to meet you. So it's, yeah, they're starting. In last decade, I worked with Congressman Henry Cuellar, and we were able to force the census director to come down here. So it's been in 2000 and 2010. We've been after them. So they are aware of the issue. And it's just a matter of making sure that they follow through and get the right counters, local counters, people that are familiar with the colonias and how to get the, I grew up, my family I grew up in the back house with my mother and 3 sisters, and the front house was her parents, my mother's parents. So the people would come and count you in front, but never realize that there's people living in the back.
Yeah.
And that's that's common in a lot of the Latino neighborhoods.
Okay, well, we can put you on for our next meeting and as an action item. You don't have to come, certainly welcome if you want to come.
Well, if you need me here, I will be here.
Okay.
If you think I should be here, let me know. But if not, that'd be fine.
Good.
I really appreciate your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, we'll go back to item 9, and this is an action item, and this is to refund account number 0064369, an amount of $4,682.29. Ms. Salinas? Okay. This was approved by the appraisal district?
What is it?
I second, Your Honor. I have a motion, a second to approve. Discussion? This is on Walmart, Commissioner.
Okay.
Any other question? All in favor, please, aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 10 is an action item, and this is to approve construction plans and specifications for 1718 CDBG contract number 7217440 paving project.
That is correct, Judge. The specs are in your packet. I do have big ones in my office that I can give to each commissioner, and this is for Eagle Street, El Tanque, and Mike 7th Street.
And this is for what part?
Eagle.
Eagle Street, El Tanque, and Mike 7th.
Okay, I do so move, Your Honor.
I second, Your Honor.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion? All in favor, please, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 11 is an action item, and this to authorize Federal and State Programs Office to solicit bids for 17-18 contract, same contract paving project. This is just to go out for bids.
I do so move, Your Honor.
I second, Your Honor.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 12 is an action item, and is to approve the lowest bidder or best qualified contractor from April 5th, 2018 bid opening for the TDHCA home program.
That is correct, Judge. I just passed out one, that we had two bids. One was for LDL Construction, and the other one was for JLQ or JLQ.
What do the acronyms stand for, ma'am? LDL? You don't know?
I have no idea.
You don't know?
No, I need to check at the bid.
This
but-
contractor from local contractor from?
No, we had, those are the only two contractors that submitted bids. They're out of the valley, I believe.
I motion to table, Your Honor, for executive session.
Okay? I have a motion to table. Is there a second? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll table that item. Item 13 is a action item, and this is to approve a resolution for the National Incident-Based Management System. This is from the sheriff. Is this what you currently have?
Yes, it's in regards to a grant.
Metro.
I move we approve the resolution, Your Honor.
I second, Your Honor.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 14 is an action item, and this is to approve resolution for Operation Stone Garden for 18-19 from Mr. Escobar, the DA.
I do so move, Your Honor.
Second motion.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 15 is to approve a proclamation proclaiming the week of April 8th through the 14th as the Crime Victims' Right Week, and this is also by our DA.
I move to approve the proclamation, Your Honor.
Moved and second. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 16 is an action item, and is to approve a revised Starr County Building Property Use Policy. This was presented by Mr. Canales, and County Attorney, and Mr. Escobar, DA.
Commissioners, Judge, we come asking the court to approve the revised policy that we've submitted to you all upon recommendation of council as well. Essentially, what we're doing is conforming to what basically came out of the restraining order hearing that we had in federal court. We feel that what we proposed to you all conforms to that, the concerns held by the judge in that case. I think that this will alleviate a lot of issues. And I remind you that this document, these policies are living and breathing. They are not in stone.
Set in stone.
We can always come back and modify whatever the majority of the court wishes. It's not, what we do today does not need to stand 2 weeks from now. If you all see something that you all don't like, that impinges upon your sovereignty, if you feel, as long as we have a majority of the Commissioners Court approving, well, we can go ahead and take care of business doing that.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved and second. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. Okay. Item 17 is an action, possible action to rescind any contract approved by Commissioners Court with Grandy Garbage. Mr. Canales.
Mr. Channels?
Yes, Commissioners, I'm asking this court at this time, apparently last week, the last Commissioners Court meeting, I was not available. I was not able to communicate with Mr. Inaguerra upon the issues that we face. The court entered, subject to my approval, the contract with Grande Garbage. There is no problem with the contract itself. However, because since the inception of the transfer station, we have not gone out for any request for qualifications. It's prudent to do it at this time. We basically piggybacked off of the last contract off of the last extension. And so I'd ask that the court rescind its order from last week entering into that contract because we don't have a basis, because the amounts are over 50,000. We need to go out for bids at this time.
I move that we rescind the order, Your Honor.
I second, Your Honor.
Moved in second, discussion, Mr. Canales.
Yes, sir.
If I remember correctly, it was a request for RPFs, not necessarily a contract. Does that matter any?
Could you, I'm confused.
Request for
Proposals?
for proposals, not necessarily a.
Not, well, it's not bids. We need to go out. We need to advertise it and get proposals. It's not
bids?
it's not
Bids
it's not
or proposals?
it's not bids. It's a proposal because we don't know how much we're going to be actually using in a finite amount.
Yeah.
You can't say, well, I'm gonna charge you so much a year, because we don't know how much we're actually gonna haul, because as there's been an ongoing issue with tires and weight and so on and so forth. So it's for proposals.
Okay.
But it's by the ton, no?
Yes.
I think,
Yeah.
I would say it would be a bid to request somebody to offer a bid for the hauling by the ton. It's not, no matter what you haul, it's tire stretch, whatever it is.
But is our contract over at this time, or you don't remember? Ms. Guerra,
Yeah.
is it already over?
Yeah, it's
So we're gonna have to hurry, am I correct?
Yeah, we can continue with the vendor at this time while we go ahead and do this process. We discussed that issue. And importantly, with this agenda item, the important thing is just the rescinding of the order. We'll go on to the next part, Judge, and discuss that part.
Okay, I have motion second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then the next item is to go out for bids.
Motion to go out for bids, Your Honor.
Moved and second.
We'll get the proper, just to advise the court, we're gonna go ahead and research that and make sure that we get what it is we actually need to get out, and publicize that. And we'll come back as quickly as possible with that.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 19 is a transfer that I'm requesting of $25,000 from the general fund to the gas department. Chances are we're not gonna need it, but just in case we do, I wanna have it ready.
I second, Your Honor.
Moved and second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Items 20 through 26 are budget amendments. Mr. Carter, are they in order?
Yes, sir, the budget amendments have all been reviewed, and they're all in order.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second motion.
Moved and second to approve, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. It is 11:10, and pursuant to section 551.074, we'll go into executive session to discuss order of salaries, major medical health insurance RFPs, and personnel relating to Justice Peace Precinct 4. It is 12:10, and we're back in open session. I guess we need to go back to item 12. It's an action item, just to approve the lowest bid in this qualified contractor for the TDHCA program.
Okay, Your Honor, I would like to make a motion to approve LDL Construction, being based that they are the lowest bidders for 2734 North Highway 83, Roman, Texas 785.
Moved in second, discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Under executive session, we have the order of salaries was presented to us. Is there a motion?
I second, Your Honor.
Moved in second to approve order of salaries, discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The major medical health insurance was discussed, and this was for our RPS. I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to authorize human resources to go out for RPS for full funded and self-funded insurance, Your Honor.
I'll take the motion.
Moved and second, discussion. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And item 29, with more information only, so no action is needed. I think that's it. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion to adjourn. Moved and second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.